everybody. I'm over here at the Musicians Institute with my pal Mike over here. And, you know, today I'm going to give a speech, you know, based on, for the graduating class, you know, just kind of give a perspective from a small businessman and kind of, you know, wish the kids well and give them a few pointers on what's been successful for me. Mike, tell us about the school and what's going on over here.
Well, today is obviously the industry graduation. Norm obviously came down, talked to the students, give them the words of wisdom from so many years of experience.
I think that's
it's a good thing, you know. Came a long way, so you know, students were really excited to have you here, and they really appreciate it. And from Musicians Institute, I want to thank you for coming down and talking to the students.
Thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Tell all my friends here, you know, I love them, and this is the place. It's great having a partner in the Musicians Institute.
You're always welcome here. Any friends of Norm's, friend of us.
All right, buddy. Thanks again, Mike. All right, take care.
Oh, baby. We have a very special keynote speaker for you today. In 1975, he turned his passion into an enterprise that has become a world-famous business. Norman's Rare Guitars is a legendary collector's heaven where artists and musicians from all over the world acquire the instruments that inspire them. They also serve the film and television industries. Recently, my favorite television show, Nashville, featured a guitar, a 1938 Martin 0042 in a few episodes, and the Golden Globe documentary, Coen Brothers documentary film, Inside Llewyn Davis, features an instrument from them as well. Also, the Showtime documentary, Inside Llewyn Davis, has the movie star Oscar Isaac talking about visiting the store with T-Bone Burnett. Righteous company. And you know, I'm thinking if I do a really nice intro on this cat, he's going to find a 1966 Royal Olive Green Epiphone Sorrento to pick up and just give it to me. Norman's Rare Guitars has remained successful because it's a store run by musicians for musicians. His passion for the instruments he sells is as genuine as those of the customers who walk in and find that magical instrument they have always wanted. Please welcome your keynote speaker, Mr. Norman Harris.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, everybody. Congratulations to all the graduates. And very special Mighty Mellow Massive. They were terrific. That was a real pleasant surprise. They were really good. And, you know, I figure I didn't write a speech tonight. I just wanted to kind of speak from the heart and tell you guys that, you know, during your travels and you're just beginning your careers now, you may hit some forks in the road where you have some opportunities to go to a plan B or maybe veer off the course a little bit and kind of do some things that may change your life, like they did with myself. I started out as a musician, and I came to California with my band, and back prior to when we left Miami, I ended up, I had two guitar players in the band who doubled on bass, and neither of them had a bass, so I went out and I bought a early Fender Jazz bass in the newspaper, and everybody in town wanted to buy it from me. So my plan B kind of was to start looking and trying to find instruments and trying to resell them. And I realized that a lot of the older instruments were made really well. And so I studied everything I could. This is pre-internet days, so I had to buy from pawn shops, thrift stores, newspaper ads. I would get up at like 6 in the morning and go out and chase guitars and try to develop a market. Now the market is worldwide, and we've been very lucky, and we've had some of the biggest rock stars in the world. We've supplied instruments to movies. So you just never know where your course in life is going to be, and you may end up going to a plan B. So you want to stay focused, but also, you know, recognize the opportunity when it comes around, because there may be something that comes up for you guys that can really change your life. And you know, some of the things that are a little different about my store than a lot of the corporate stores, when you buy, when you're dealing with technical product like synthesizers and keyboards, you have a very small window of time in which to sell your goods. Basically, by the time the new product comes out the following year, your last one is obsolete, and you've got to get rid of the stuff because the new product is going to do more and be less expensive than last year's product. In my particular business, some of the instruments that I've held on to for 30 and 40 years have multiplied in value by 30, 40, 50, 100 times. I've been very lucky in that regard, but a lot of those early instruments were made so well that they haven't been improved on over time. You know, and just as another thing that I just would like to say, you know, my dad, who was a terrific businessman, he was a Russian immigrant who his family was killed, ended up coming to America with nothing, didn't speak the language, had nobody. And after World War II, he went to Japan. There was a thing called the Marshall Plan, and he obtained the rights for Brothers sewing machines and typewriters for the United States and was the president of that company. It's a true American story. And what he said to me was, try to do something that's a little bit different. Don't follow the pack. Try to, you know, be a little bit special. Give people a little extra. If they buy a guitar, you know, and this was, he actually passed away before I was in the guitar market, but he said if you sell something, give them something a little extra, something to remember you by. And I think that's a really big reason why my store has become so successful. And just for example, if I was a realtor and I sold a house in LA, the prices are really high. If you made a $10,000 commission, and a lot of realtors wouldn't think to do this, what if you took a $300 TV set and put it in the kitchen and said to the people, enjoy your house, here's your new TV set for the kitchen. If you're thinking long term, if you do a little bit extra for people, imagine the dividends that will pay. If anybody's selling a house or buying a house, they're going to go, why don't you go to this guy? I walked in, bought a house from him, and there was a new TV in there. It's just a little bit extra, but that separates you from the pack. And I really think that advice, if you can do that in whatever business you're in, if you can just give a little bit more, and you're thinking long term, that's going to be a tremendous difference, and that's going to keep you in business for a very long time. So I just hope you guys can kind of use that little information in whatever you do, and try to, you know, come up with something that makes you a little bit special, and create a market for the long term. Don't think, well, I just received this amount of money, I don't want to give any of that back. A little bit here and a little bit there will keep you in business for a long time. And we've been so lucky over the years because my business has become very successful. And it is still a small business, but it's a very good small business. We've been involved with a place called the Midnight Mission downtown, which is a homeless charity. And we actually had a concert here not long ago where we had some of my customers and friends, Robin Ford, Joe Bonamassa, Richie Sambora, Grant Geisman, Kevin Nealon from Saturday Night Live hosted it. We had Jimmy Vivino from the Conan O'Brien show, the band leader, Jimmy Earl. And we've been able to give back a little bit to the community. And I hope that if you guys become very successful, like I'm sure a lot of you are going to do that, that you think at some point in your life that you'd like to give back a little bit, and I think it would be a good thing. And having a partner like the Musicians Institute, this place is absolutely fabulous. They're a great place to learn, and you know, there's just so much to offer here. So I just wanted to say that I hope that you all become very successful, that you do whatever your passion is, and obviously your passion is music. So in whatever respect or regard that you guys are involved in the music industry, I hope that you guys do something extra good, and then when it gets to the point where you've become successful, give back a little bit to the community and find partners like this great Musicians Institute. So I want to thank you all, congratulate you all. I hope you all get the world of success, and I hope to see you at Norm's Rare Guitars someday soon. Thank you very much.